Hi, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Gnome Felt a Long Day. We have our supplies from the Fiber Fairy on the 3rd, and we're going to make gnomes. It's just a great revisit. It's a lot of fun. I always love making them. They're a great thing to give away to friends and whoever on Valentine's Day. So I have Carla with me today and Talbot and a table full of supplies. Yeah, and I think, like I said, it's a revisit, so not too much new here, except I can show how to make little wings, and I'll show you how I'm making the hearts. I'm sure there's a lot of ways to get to the same result, but this is what I've been doing, and I'll show you what I've been doing, and it's working for me pretty well. So, yeah. So I'm glad you guys could join in today. We have a little bit of sunshine here, which is super welcome because it has been gray and rainy and cold and snowy and a general winter downer. So I'm really happy for the sun. It's doing what it does best. So I'm basically using the Fiber Fairy supplies today, and that was a bundle of core. We had a special core in. It's called Light Plum, and then I have Gnome Nude and the is it Winterberry? Hollyberry. Hollyberry. Yeah. And then the second tier was Plumage. And we have sort of kind of coordinating colors. The Ruby Hummingbird, Flamingo, and Lilac Breasted Roller. That sounds right. Yep. Made those names nice and complicated. And then I've made the gnomes that you see with just those. But it is helpful to have a couple of coordinating either merino or top coat. So I have pink lemonade here. It's all very organized, as you can see. And I'm just drawing a blank. We'll get there. I also have raspberry, but I don't. I guess you could use this over the plum and go more fuchsia. But really, these can be anything you want, which is what makes gnomes so fun. And while we make gnomes together, Carla is going to teach us all about love.
I'm an expert. Is that lilac?
Lilac.
Okay.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. And then you need some locks. So I pulled from the Dayspring, the new Dayspring locks. I pulled some like colors. There is going to be a lot of variation in there. Even on a lock, there's going to be color variation. So I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet, but I pulled some colors that I like. And then I have some pink locks from something else and some white locks. These are I think this listing might still be current. It's the long Gotland cross. That's what this guy is made with. So male or female, we're going to use some locks for beard or their hair. And then on these gnomes, I did little hands, which is fun because, yeah, okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, because their little hands can hold the hearts. And the wings I'm doing just super simple because the whole project is pretty simple. But you could put wings on the locks on the wings, but then it gets to be a lot of locks and can be kind of hard for the eye to it's just a lot going on a on a tiny little gnome. So I think we have what we need to get started, and I hope you guys are gonna felt along, or please ask any questions about the process or the fiber or needle felting in general. The felt alongs are a great time to brush up on really any questions and have a conversation about it, especially with a project like this, which is on the simple side. So yeah, so we can chat. As far as tools go, I have my felting surface and needle. I use the Face Ace to build the basic gnome shape. I did use the grab and stab a lot on the hearts. It's really helpful to go all around the edges and get the heart like really well formed. So you'll be seeing that as well. So everybody ready? Any questions so far?
Someone wants to know what's going on with the gnome behind you. I don't think they can tell that he's climbing.
He's just holding on. This one, I think Pam Alsdorf made this. She's one of our SCI, one of our certified instructors. He's got like a little like woolly vest and everything.
He's very stylish.
I know. A little feather in his cap. He's got a great face. Super cute. And then Lee made the one that's riding the turtle.
And somebody said, where'd it go? Rena says, I can't get my gnomes to sit up, so I always give them a butt.
Oh, that's funny. I think that the key, and we'll go over that, is this taco that goes around the base, because it really makes that full flat, like if you don't have that on there, then it is like a weeble wobble where the bottom is roundy. But a butt, I could see how the butt could solve the problem. You got the beard balancing out the butt, or the belly balancing out the...
Yeah.
That's how it was when I was pregnant. It was like it was a balancing act.
Trying to answer Patty.
All right, so I have a few shapes here. This is just your basic cone that we make for gnomes. We do this for trees. Easy start. And then this is the bottom taco that I was just talking about. And it just goes around. And you can see as soon as I put that on, it truly becomes a cone with a big, broad, flat base. So that's important. And then, we're going to make nose and stuff like that. But then, and then a hat taco is the next element. And these could be the same color. They could be different colors. So many choices. All of that up to you. But this was just me sort of warming up and getting ready for the felt along. So I might work, I think I'll work with the purple just because it's not something we have on the regular, and I would like to show that. Purple looks good with, maybe I'll do this like blonde, purple, and no, this, all right, I'll figure it out. I'm just going to start with the base. I think it's easier to work with four pieces instead of like two really long ones, four shorter pieces to get the cone. So I'm going to pull 2, 4, 6, about 2 8-inch pieces, and split them in half lengthwise. Hope everybody can see okay.
What do you have? What type do you have in the punch tool?
In the punch tool, I like to use 40s.
40s, okay.
5 40s in there. Yeah, the punch tool is real helpful for making all these flat shapes. And then the cone is made on the face ace. First of all, let me ask, like, is anybody, I don't know how, if we can ask and if people are going to answer, but like, if you're like totally new, or this is the first felt along, or please just put a little comment, because I definitely want to cater to who's watching and what's needed, because like a lot of the things that I'll cover being a beginner project, I've covered a lot. So I guess I'm trying to gauge like how far new to go, beginner to go in my descriptions. And I'm totally happy to do it, because that's what this is about. But so I'll proceed. But if you're just getting started and want to point that out, that would be great and helpful to me. And along the way, please ask questions or for clarification on this or anything else that you've been working on. Okay, so I like to hold. I'm a lefty, so if you're right-handed, it's gonna look like this. And I like to hold the tool right where I want my shape to end. I don't want this to get real long. Now you can make a giant gnome, but that's just not what I'm going to do today. I'm going to shoot for, like a 6-inch total. And then you want to wrap the roving around the tool away from you. And every time I go around, I draft it out and I pull it tight. I draft it out and I pull it tight. And I have to keep my hand relatively close to the tool. If I come way out here and try to pull, it might break apart. So I'm just feeling the tension as I go, and I'm going out and back with each piece until we build the cone shape. It's very awkward for me to do this right-handed, so I am going to switch, but I just wanted to show. And then I'm going to do it again. But by keeping my fingers here, I'm going to keep the wool from just, it kind of wants to travel down the tool. It does help that the face ace is tapered. It does help keep the wool where we want it. This time I'm going to go just shy of that tip and turn around, because that's going to start to build the cone shape. If I went up and back every time the same, this would get just as wide as this. So in my mind, I'm picturing it wider at the bottom, narrower at the top, and starting to make that shape appear. When you stab around your tool, just be sure to stay to the edges, because you don't want to nick up your tool.
I thought I'd posted a waving hand, but now I'm worried that it's not a bleeding hand, is it?
Oh, that's funny.
It's got the action.
Okay.
What? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It is the perfect needle felting
Oh, right.
emoji. Yeah.
Got some new people.
Good. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So 3 might be enough, depending on your core and how thick it is. which color you decided to use.
Karen Thomas says she's right-handed, but
Okay.
holds it in her left
Oh,
hand
gosh.
from watching you.
I know, it's terrible. All right, I think that's enough. By the time I get the all the pieces on there, it's going to be good. So I'm stabbing back at the bottom a little bit. That's going to help with that that nice solid base, and also just keeping the fiber from continuing to want to pull out. This is like a little small, but I'm gonna go with it. It's about 4 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. Let's do this. I'm gonna put this last piece on there. Give us all a little more real estate to look at and work with. There was a really cute, someone posted a really cute gnome on Fanfare. I saw it on our Facebook group right before I started, and I don't know if she had a wire in the hat, but it went up and made a heart.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was
That
very
cool.
cute. I liked it a lot. All right, that was bad because I'm just trying to wrap around his little wibbly wobbly, but I think I did all right. So maybe I'll do the skirt purple and the hat pink, and then that will show a couple of different color combos. And we'll make wings too. I think the wings would be next, actually. Somewhere, oh, I have some white wires. So this is a 22 gauge wire. 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 10 inches long. And that's going to be about right because it goes around the gnome and then crosses in the back and comes out. So I don't want them gigantic. So 10 inches of 22 gauge wire is what you want. And I'm just going to make white wings because that's then I don't have to worry about matching all colors and everything. And the first thing I want to do is wrap this with either Seraphina white or off-white chunky cord. Just something to get some wool on there so that the wing fluff has something to stick to.
Do you want to zoom in a little?
Sure.
We have a bit of room.
Okay.
It's tiny.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know where the zoomer is. It's like probably here it is. It's okay.
That's good.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So when I'm wrapping a wire, like if I try to wrap from end to end, it wants to move around. So what I do is I start in the middle and I go out to one end, and it's actually easier to roll than to wrap. So I just twist the wire towards me and guide the strip as I go. And then when I get to the end, keep grabbing that. just let it roll around until it twists out.
Did we say, have you said you can use wax in the meantime while we're waiting for an updated formulation of cold wax?
It depends on the project. So we have two options. There's wax and there's the Impasto gel medium, which is linked on the Goods and Faves page.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then the second side, I just turn it around and do the same thing. Yeah, I've been using the Impasto and it's working pretty well for it's just different. You just got to try it and start. It's hard to like spell out every application like that one might work for versus another one, because everybody also has their own preference to how they want things to look and feel, but we do have a few options, which is nice. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. I just wanted to remind myself that I need to do it. There's a lot of components and we're just going to kind of build components and then put them all together. And the nice thing about that approach is if you don't get something quite right, then you just make it again. So like if an ear stretches out or a nose is too big, or then you just make another one. It takes not long and like 0.00 cents worth of wool. So you can get your components right before you put it all together. Okay, let's make the taco shape that is going to be the base. So I'm going to use the plum core. And I'm going to pull two 3-inch pieces and kind of stretch them out and stack them up and let them overlap in a way that basically makes one. This is on my stab at 4 inches wide right now. And it's about like a 4-inch square with the fiber going vertically. So if I flip it over, it's going to look the same. In other words, you don't want chunk next to chunk with a big line in the middle. You want them to just overlap smoothly and slightly. And then I think I'm going to use the top coat and some of the plumage, and I'm going to mix them together by hand. You could use a hand carder if you have it, but I'm just going to pull and restack.
What do you think the top gift consumers give on Valentine's Day is?
I mean, it's got to be chocolate or flowers. Candy, yeah.
According to this trivia.
What do you think it should be?
I think that's great. Give me some more trivia.
What's the French word for love?
Amour.
Did you take French?
No.
Okay. Oh, do you know that from the Stevie Wonder song?
I know it from the
From
gazillion
Life.
love romance movies.
I took German. That's not romantic.
Te amo, mi amore.
Oh, there you
That's Italian.
go. Okay. Let's see.
It is a romance language.
Yes. There you go. Okay, I ended up with enough for 2 gnomes.
According to, I don't know what that is, Statista, what's the least desired Valentine's Day gift by women?
Underwear.
What's the least desired but like rather common?
I think so.
Okay. Least desired Valentine's Day gift. I mean, who's not desiring a gift? No matter what it is. Wait, don't tell me yet, though.
Okay.
I still want to guess. But let me get somewhere on this. Okay. Let me just say something real quick. I'm going to put this on and... What?
Someone said vacuum cleaner.
Oh. Heck yeah, but... The vacuum cleaner giver is just not paying attention. Just like Carla's like, I wouldn't mind a new vacuum.
Dyson's cost a lot.
I'm a very practical person. Okay, so I put this on. I have a little bit of core showing up here. It's okay as long as one side is covered with top coat. Now, just to get this started, I'm gonna stab it down. So I put my top coat on top of my core. Now, by the way, you don't have to. You can just use the core. It's beautiful. I made some gnomes that were just red core or just purple. Like, we're just trying to show all the ways. Okay, least desirable Valentine's Day gift. I mean,
I guess it's
you might be
subjective,
right,
but-
Talbot. It might be intimates because, which would make me a little sad, actually,
Couple
because
people
that should be a good time. But all right, what is it?
Teddy bear.
Oh, what are we? 14?
That's why it's the least.
Like, no. Okay, so I think we should turn the felt along and do an advice column.
That works.
But unfortunately, we don't have a large male audience, and
Bonnie Roberts said she got a palm washboard for Valentine's Day. That's
Palm-
wrong. It's
palm
like a-
washboard.
Isn't that wa-
Bunny, what did you ask for that? Like, what's going on? All right, we're gonna flip this over. Now, it helps to have some stability to the base. In other words, because all these fibers are aligned, if I pull this, it's just gonna come apart. But if I put a piece across, I can use core, or I'm just gonna use a little piece of this top coat. And I'm just gonna put it, remember we had that one side that I'm gonna make that had more core. I'm gonna make sure that's what gets folded up. But I don't need to do a full half. That would make this very bulky. I just wanna fold like the bottom inch and a half and give myself a nice 2-inch skirt to my gnome. So I've got it upside down, top coat on the bottom, stabbing my noodle across the taco. This is like what we're putting in there. And then fold that up and stab it down. And then this is where the punch tool comes in handy, and we can punch the whole thing. The reason that I mixed in some top coat, and I've done it also with core and the plumage, is because the plumage is a little slippery. It's made to wet felt and to be used in the feather technique, so it doesn't have a high wool content. So it's a little bit slippery, but it's like so beautiful. So it's worth it. You got another one? I like these. This is my field.
Janice got a 4-foot clown shipped from Pennsylvania to Maui. We didn't last.
Oh my gosh, Kyla would like that one. Kyla has a clown thing.
Oh, she believes a palm washboard is used for wet felting.
Oh, a palm, okay,
yes.
like a palm.
PALM.
Gotcha, that's a nice gift.
I was picturing a washboard.
Also, Sarah, you can't leave that sentence open like that.
Kyla has a clown thing.
Kyla
Kyla does not like clowns.
There you go.
She does not have a thing for clowns.
Clown fetish.
So I get that from my dad, by the way. The sentence trailing.
Oh. Let's see what else.
Okay, yeah, I like this, like, worst Valentine's Day gift ever. But now that we understand we're wet felting, that's not a bad gift. And I'm sure Bonnie asked for it.
It makes more sense now. I don't know, an IKEA mousse, but it had a bag of chocolate.
All right, this is a big skirt. It's a little bit much. I want to put the wings on. Let me think. I wrote it down. I did write it down. Build wings. Okay, body taco over the wing wire. So I need to build the wings. Then the wings go on. Then this goes on. Okay. Then nose and ears. Then all the hair. Then the hat. So we're getting our things together. That's my wings. That's my skirt. Let's make a hat. And I want to make the hat pink. Light pink. Or should I be white? I don't know. Will you guys pick? I'm having a hard time.
What was the question?
Okay, here's the question. Please help me. I've got a purple base. We're going to have white wings. I still can do any hair color. Let's make the hat pink, and I'll put these pink locks on the hat. Never mind. I solved my own problem. Yep. All right, so I'm going to use the Gnome Nude as the base. I do have some fair here, but I'm going to use the Gnome Nude because that's what was in the giveaway. And so for the hat, we want 3 2-inch pieces. And 2 are going to be the base. We want to make a nice broad, like 4-inch base. And I start to imagine a triangle. And then the third one is going to overlap and be the tip. So it's about 4 inches wide at the bottom, probably about, right now it's almost 6 inches tall. And then we're going to put the top coat on top, and then we're going to fold the bottom inch up and make this. So I'm going to mix my pink lemonade and my flamingo plumage. I don't know. It's like Valentine's Day. It's like Mother's Day for me. Moms are beautiful. Love and relationships are beautiful. But the day itself creates almost like a pressure point. That's how I...
Do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Every day.
Yes.
Every day. I do all of these things. Yeah. I'm getting together with a bestie tomorrow for dinner.
Nice.
Yeah. She was love at first sight. I was 18 and I had a job in a over-the-counter takeout sandwich place in Wilmington, and the owner was hiring, and she came in for an interview, and she was like so stylish and cool, and she had tattoos, and I was like, I hope she hires her.
And
I want to be her.
I thought the same thing about you.
I don't know, but we've been friends ever since.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Brasserie in Wilmington.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never been there. Okay, so I lay my top coat pretty much just right over the core. And now I'm going to stab this down a little bit.
Romance is linked to Valentine's Day due to the medieval belief that the mating season of what animal begins on February 14th.
Romance? Romance is linked to Valentine's Day because of the
Medieval
belief
that the mating season of what animal begins on that day.
Did you say donkey?
Yes.
The medieval belief. Mating season of that animal. Man, this is going to frustrate me because I want to know what the answer is, but I really do not. An animal that has a season. Does the animal have anything like that we would associate with Valentine's Day, or it's just some completely random animal?
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
It's the bird.
Oh. All birds?
I don't know. Maybe I need to find a different trivia page. This was from the Today Show.
The bird?
It just says the bird. Well, let's see. What else?
So again, I'm putting a little band across. And then this time I'm just folding that very bottom fringy part up. Because I want the majority of this to be the hat triangle.
How many lines are there in a sonnet?
7?
14.
Oh, it's multiple 7. Did you know that one, Talbot?
No.
Talbot's limerick man.
Oh, that's true.
Is it haikus or
Haiku.
limericks?
No, not neither.
Yes, you are.
You could have told us and we would have believed you.
Now, you could put a little heart on your hat. You could put, I was going to put locks. Usually I would, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have them poofing out the top. I'm going to back it up a little bit. I would have done this prior if I weren't so enthralled with the
trivia.
with the trivia. Let's see. I'm going to put a couple on the back. It's going to be like a little fountain. I'm just teasing out the bottoms a little bit so that when I stab them on here, it's not in a big chunk. I mean, really, you could just have them coming out like this. And then you could also, let's just do it like this. I was going to put some on the front, but now I'm going to take a different approach. I'll put them on here, but I'm also going to put them on here.
People are disputing the bird answer.
No kidding. I mean, it's a very
I found a different page.
Okay, all right. What's happening on the new page?
There's a lot of candy trivia. What do the M's in M&M's stand for?
That was just like,
I never thought about it.
Isn't it Mars?
Well, the first one is Mars. It says Mars and Muri.
Yeah.
Oh, who's Muri?
I don't know. Is that them?
Two founders.
Ah.
I think they were actually brothers, and they disagreed.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Some sort of split with Mars Candy and some other candy company.
All right, I feel like that is enough wackiness. Yeah, that's good. That's gonna be weird, but that's okay. I'm here to make the weird one. I'm here to make the one that tells us what works and what doesn't work. Okay. Wings. I like to put this on because if I put all the wing stuff on, then it just gets hard to know it gets hard to put this on afterwards and know that everything's in the right place. So if this is the front of the gnome, let's just put a pretend nose. That's the front of the gnome. I want the wings to be below the nose. Like, we don't want the wings up on the top of her head. We want them to be as if they're coming out of her back. So we're going to go below the nose and come around and cross in the back and just pull it tightly. And then we can actually take a little piece of core and go right on over that. Core or top coat, it doesn't matter. But I want it to be about 6 inches long and on the thin side. So I can just wrap right around, cross over the back, and then cross over the back the other way so that that is held and covered and nice and tight. And this is how, if you're doing little sprites or anything that you want to put a simple wing onto, this is how I do it. It's the same way we do the horns, if you've ever made the goat or the reindeer. This is cracking me up. And then all I'm doing is folding white fiber over it and then felting that together. And you can, like this one, I kind of sculpt and shaped it. I shaped them wings. I sculpted and shaped the wings a little bit. So how detailed you want to get is up to you. But I have Seraphina white here, so I'm just going to try to line up, like restack a couple of nice pieces.
Diane said Mars worked for Hershey and Murray approached him to work for him.
Ah, Murray poached Mars from Hershey. So I'm just going to put that down, put the wing on it, fold it over, and stab her together. This is not a long, involved, complicated process. I like the fringy look, but like I said, you can further sculpt or shape this any which way you want.
Who are Cupid's parents according to Roman mythology?
Oh, I knew this. I want to say it's Aphrodite and somebody, but I don't think it is. I think
You can think about it a little bit longer.
let's talk about Cupid. Tell me the whole story. Tell me the whole mythological story.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Okay, who are the parents?
Venus and Mercury.
Ah.
Cupid is believed to carry arrows that have tips made of which two materials?
Don't know.
Gold and lead. According to legend, if Cupid strikes someone with a gold arrow, they will have the hots for their partner. If Cupid strikes them with a lead arrow, that love will wither.
It's so fascinating because those are like the elements of alchemy.
Is that why you like gold so much?
Do I like gold so
I
much?
think you have a lot of gold stuff. Or maybe it's just the guy at the jewelry store at the mall.
That's what it is. Because like love, I like that a lot. I'm gonna learn more about that. Because, like, we think it's all in our hands sometimes. Like, oh, if I do this or if I, you know. But it's kind of, I don't think it is. I think sometimes something hits you that's is out of your hands. Like, it's a bigger power than you. And that's a real...
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Oh, the loaded questions. I believe...
The children are.
I believe in energy at first meeting. I believe that you can feel... If the connection exists, I believe that you can feel it very quickly. I think if you're identifying it as love immediately, then you're probably more identifying with attraction or lust. But I do think that if there is that connection that I was saying that is out of your hands, then you do feel that, I think. But it can also be cultivated. That's the thing. It's like, it can be so many different things.
It's true.
Okay, so these can get a little bend, a little angle, and then you can further shape or cut, or if you want that real defined look, we can do that. Maybe I'll do that. Let's live with them fringy and then decide if that's what we want to do. Now it's time for this, because the face goes on top of this. So we want this to just stick off about 1/4 inch so that it can make that nice solid base. This is a little extra, so I'm actually going to pull some of it off. I went a little crazy here. But I really, I like this, the Cupid. I really relate to a lot of mythology. It's always been a favorite subject of mine.
It says Cupid was known to the Greeks as Eros. How would you say that?
Eros.
Eros, the handsome god of love.
So put it centered first. Stab the fluff down. Then turn it around and work this around the wings. Just kind of split it where it needs to be split and tuck it around the wing wire. Wing wire, I said that right. For a second, I thought I was pronouncing our words wrong. But wing wire really is how it's said.
Cupid was a devious guy who played with the emotions of all his targets.
No kidding. Anybody who's had any kind of relationship knows that's the truth. It takes a lot of stabbing, this part and the hat. It's just a lot of stabbing to make sure. The whole time I'm really trying to keep the cone. Like, that's what makes them cute and gnomey, I think. Yeah, so that should just stand up just fine. Oh. Keep waiting for my chocolates, flowers, and teddy bear to show up at the door at any moment. Just not a clown.
Or a teddy bear.
I actually grew up like loving teddy bears. Collected them. I had the fancy ones like Amelia Bearhart and Lauren Bearcall.
Nice. I still have my childhood teddy bear. I know you're gonna comment on me.
No,
hoarding
like
things.
I get that.
I named it Teddy. It's really creative. It's pretty rough looking.
Okay, time to make some ears and noses and hands and stuff. I'm gonna use Gnome Nude. I do have the Fair here, which works as well. The nose, I just wrap on the end of the tool a little 3-inch strip, and 2-inch strip might even be a bit much. And I just go right around the end of the tool and make a little button.
A couple people have asked if you can hold up a base coat and top
Sure,
coat
absolutely.
in the same color side by side.
Absolutely. So let's do 3 things. Core, I'm using Gnome is the pink that I have right now. No, let's do it this way. Purple, plumage.
And do the colors look good on YouTube?
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Just a second.
Yeah. Okay. Core, broad, fuzzy, very short staple, crisscrossy, fuzzy. This is what makes it make shapes well and build shapes well. This is from our, I believe on the website, it's on the top coat section. I think it's called like New Zealand Cross top coat. There's like 40 different dyed colors. And it's a blend of colors, and it has a longer staple, meaning when I pull out individual fibers, they're about 3 inches long. A little bit of kink to them. Just a little bit. So, super kinky, mildly kinky, and then this is the plumage. And so the plumage would be considered a top coat, but it's also plumage. And this is a blend that we have made. It's very soft. It's made with merino and tussa silk and a little bit of plant-based fiber. And so it is very smooth, longer staple. This is about a 4-inch staple, and really like super soft. So those are some examples. Do you think that is what they were
I think so.
yep.
Yep.
going for?
Yep.
So your nose can be as big or as small as you want it. I've got a little pea-sized shape here. And to make a button, I'm actually going to put it side to side. And remember I said I kind of wanted the wings to be below the nose. So I don't want to put the nose down here because the wings are coming out of her head. So I'm taking my single needle and just coming right in on the sides to really round that button nose out. Sometimes the males, I put it on the other way and make like a bigger sticky outy nose, since it's got to stand up to his hat and his beard and everything. Okay. And then the hands, I take a little strip of core of Gnome Nude or Fair or whichever color I want to use. And I'm going to wrap, I don't know, right around the 3rd dot, the 3rd inch. And that's going to give me a little bit of a wider shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times around. And slide that off. And then one side you're going to leave fringy And the other side, you're just gonna felt it around a little bit and then stab it flat. But don't stab this too much because we really want to do the bulk of the shaping when we put it onto the project and have it hold the heart. I like the idea of them holding hearts.
You could do a Cupid one.
Well, that's where the wings came from.
Wool arrow.
Yeah, I draw the line at detailed, tiny little straight things. And then the ears we're going to make the same way, except we just shape them a little differently. And they don't have to have ears. I think a lot of the gnomes I've seen lately are super cute and don't have ears. It's a little less complicated because you don't have to worry about it, how you're going to stick it out of the hat. So the ears, I'm going to do right same thing, about 3 or 4 dots down. Go around 4 or 5 times, nice and smooth. Slide it off and then stab them flat. And I mean, they're like a little bit pointy. So if you were going to make a whole bunch of gnomes for, to give away as party favors or something, I don't know, you need to make a lot. I would like sit here and make ears and make noses and make hands and then, and make cones and then just put them all together. I think it's more efficient. Uh-oh, I got some stray fiber in there. Darn it. So I've made great progress on our big fundraiser Fiber Fairy, which is at the end of March. Be very excited. It's only a month and a half away. Mm-hmm. It's going to be here before we know it. We gotta get to it, Talbot. What are you waiting for, man? Okay, ears, nose, hand. Let's put the ears on. Then we'll put hair. I like to put where the ear comes off of the head even with the top of the nose, because then the hat just sits right on those things. I need to stab this a little more. The top of your ear needs to be well felted because it's done and it's just going to exist in space, and the bottom of the ear gets felted when you attach it. And don't worry about the base of the ear because the hair is going to cover it. All right, now I put these pink locks on her head, which I feel like is getting a lot of colors going on. So that's gonna be her hat. I think I have to go with purple hair. I feel like this is just, well, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to do it this color and then give it to my friend tomorrow night because that's kind of the color of her hair. Okay. So I have these long locks pulled out and I'm just going to start sticking them on. And I'm going to stick them on really long because I'm going to braid them. Meaning I'm not going to fold them over or anything. I'm just going to let the whole length of the lock come down. So I'm going to put a few on her forehead. They're going to come around like kind of like they're her long bangs. And I like to work each side evenly so that if there's variation to my locks, I'm at least kind of putting similar colors on each side. And I'm not stabbing them too much because she's going to get this whole hat stabbed on, which is really going to hold all of this stuff down. So I've got some in front of her ear, put a couple behind her ear, and then a whole bunch on her back. That's a big one. What else you got while I stab hair on?
Let's see. In which country did giving chocolate keys become a Valentine's Day tradition to symbolize unlocking the giver's heart?
Is it European?
Yes.
France.
Italy.
Italy.
I was trying to find more Cupid stories.
Ooh, that's a pretty one. That is so pretty. So Jan asked if I considered white highlights. I had not, but you absolutely could do that. You could throw a white lock in there. I put pink locks on the Fiber Fairy's gray hair. Just putting enough so that I feel like if I pull the two sides around to make braids, that's got a nice amount to braid. So I feel like that's pretty good. All right, let's put the hat on. We'll have a better idea of what we got going on here, and then I'll show you how I make the heart. I might ditch the locks on top, but we'll see. All right. Oh wait, no, this is my. Okay, when I put a hat on, I like to make sure, I gotta flatten this out more. It's very, very bulky. All right, that's better. Feels more manageable. I like to center the hat over the nose and let it pucker on the nose a little bit. In other words, don't tuck it. Like, let it look like it's kind of resting on her nose. Real, like, floppy like. And get that stab down pretty well to hold. The hat kind of wants to pop up off the top, so you're constantly stabbing down. And then I like to have the ears come out from underneath, or you can cut a hole in the hat and have the ears peek out of the hat. That's cute too.
Around 9 million people buy Valentine's Day gifts for their pets each year. What did you get, Milo?
You know what? I didn't even send anything to Max and Evan, so
I didn't get anything for Graham.
I'm feeling a little bad about that. But all right, we're gonna keep the locks. I wasn't sure, but I'm just gonna shoot them all out the top. And so I'm going to bring this around. Oh my gosh. It's craziness. I mean, I'm shoving a lot of fiber into this whole project.
You've made a lot. You have to keep them all different.
And then bring this around. I don't know. I think she looks like I think it's a little too squiddy.
Let me see.
I might lose it. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's like happy birthday, and then I'm a Valentine's, and then I'm a gnome, and like it's just like too much. I'm taking it off. Regular hat. Except I can't. Except I felt it too much. All right, that gives me more peace. So I want to make sure this is real tight to the shape that's underneath. That's going to help me with the stabbing. Any questions or anything?
Someone said, why cut a hole for ears? Why not just felt the ears on?
True. So true. It is a little tough though to I mean, because if you stab, then you're going to end up with a dent. That's why. Mm. And so to get it really well felted, you're going to end up with a big dent rather than just a more, Ooh. So they're like super secure in there. And I don't know, like the more that construction can be true to form, and I think the better it looks. So the hat takes a lot of stabbing. I've got quite a bit of Gnome nude showing here, so I'm gonna put a little pink on that. But make sure to keep it triangular. All right, I'll be stabbing at that more. That's where she is right now. So let's make a heart, and we'll put our heart in our hands, and we'll give her little braids, and then we'll see what else we need and or have time for. What color should her heart be? Dark purple, just straight purple. White.
I don't like the white.
White? Okay.
You could do white with a really tiny red heart in the middle.
Okay. We could do that. A little bit of off-white chunky core would be good. I don't have it. Do you mind? Mm-hmm. There's a bin over there at the table that has all kinds of random pieces of wool in it. All right, Kim says, I'm new to needle felting, always use too little wool. I think it's better to go too little because you can always add more. It's harder to start with too much and then be trying to cut it, manage it, control it, stab it down. But thank you so much. With a little bit of practice and time, the amount of wool is going to come more and more naturally. So you'll start to just get a feel for what you need. So I'm gonna take a little 2-inch square of off-white chunky core, and I'm gonna put my pretty white, my Serafina white, on top of it. If you're doing red, I would just use the holly berry. It's just such a beautiful red. If you want to tint it a little bit fuchsia, you can add some of the ruby hummingbird. Yeah. I think if you're going to use any plumage on your heart, mix another fiber into it, because it is hard to get that heart nice and smooth with the plumage. Okay, so I have a little 2-inch poof here. I'm going to put it vertically, and I'm basically just going to make a taco. But I don't need to put anything across it this time, and I do want to stab right across the center. Fold this down so the pretty white is all on top. Get it to start, the two halves to start to stick together. And now you're going to encourage the heart by first stab back at the center. Now watch your fingers, but go ahead and make a dent and start to get that to felt so that it can no longer be kind of pulled apart. You can do it from both sides. The hearts are it's a little bit of busy work, really. And then the sides, you just want to roll in and start to imagine two rounded sides at the top, and then pull the fiber into a point, which it will naturally point because of this shape. It'll be full at the top and fringy at the bottom, so that works to our advantage. Now, if this heart is going to float around and not be attached to anything, like right now it definitely has a prettier front and like a messed up back. If it's not going to be attached to anything and it just needs to be able to stand on its own, then we want to just put some of the white on the back and start to make it pretty. But I would make sure to get the heart all the way shaped first by tucking and using the ugly back as like a kind of a place to pile up your fiber to make the heart the right shape, and then put a little bit of the pretty fiber on when that part's done, so that you're just covering up those seams. So just a little crisscross of floof on there will take care of those seams. And now we can start working it from both sides.
Which ancient civilization is known for writing some of the earliest recorded romantic poetry?
I'm just going to say Egypt because I don't know that many
You're
ancient
right.
civilizations.
That is correct.
Oh, you got an Egyptian poem?
It just says the oldest known love poem was written on a clay tablet from ancient Egypt around 2000 BCE. It starts with, "You have captured my heart with your beauty," and was likely a hymn sung to Hathor, the goddess of love.
See, that's a love at first sight situation.
There you go.
So the grab and stab is super handy because we can hold this and go around and really stab the sides and get it shaped the way we want it. And get this center dent further felted without stabbing our fingers. love is, it's like, it's the subject of so many songs, so many freaking TikToks, reels. I don't know. Like, it's just, it's innate and everywhere. Well, there's a reason for that. And it deserves our attention.
Do you like how conversation hearts taste? They're not very good.
I mean, they're just
sugary.
No, I haven't had one in a really long time, I'd have to say. So funny. Such an elementary school memory. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Valentine's Day. You just had to write one for everybody. And then you had your little...
Pinterest moms would get all
You
crazy.
had your little box. Everybody put their little Valentines in your box. All right. Hopefully you guys are having good luck with your hearts, because I'm not doing very much explaining right now. All right. What did you say, Talbot? Purple or red?
Oh, like a little red. Yeah.
Red. Okay. Let's use the red core. And I think instead of making a heart, I'm going to just take one piece, fold it over, taper it, stab it on. And then basically making like two little teardrops.
Good.
Good.
Endless Love was voted best love song of all time by Billboard. Who sang it?
My endless love. I can hear it and I can't. Mm-hmm. Is she like a crossover country person?
No. Do you want me to tell you one of the people?
It's not Kenny Rogers, is it?
No. You thinking of a different one?
I'm thinking
Lionel Richie.
Okay.
And Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. Wow. The Book of Love is one of my favorites. Love songs. Dire Straits' Romeo and Juliet is one of my favorite love songs. Mm-hmm. Love the new Billy Joel. That's a little bit of a kind of sad one, but
there's a new Billy Joel love song.
Turn the Lights Back On.
Oh.
It's kind of about lighting love back up.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, her heart is huge.
No.
Let's see. Do we want to give her a different heart? No. We'll give her this big old red and white heart. Okay, so to hold the heart, I'm going to take a hand and I'm going to kind of like tack it on. You got to decide how she's holding it. Is she like this? Is she like this? You know what I mean? Like, so let's put this one down here. So tack the fuzzy bottom on, and then pull the hand around the heart and stab her on. So you're kind of like doing everything at once, shaping the hands, attaching them to the heart, and attaching the heart to the gnome. She's got everything. She's got everything but locks in her hat. But that's okay. I'm good with it. So she could have it up here. She could be holding it. It's so big, I feel like she's got to hold it underneath on both sides.
Jan Scott said gnomes are thumbless.
Tell you what, gnomes have 3 fingers and a thumb when I make them. So much stabbing needs to be done on the hat to keep bringing it all together. Oh, she's getting very cute. Let's braid her hair.
Oops, I did 100 instead of a heart.
Yeah, thank you all for the Valentine's Day wishes. This is like what I was looking forward to this Valentine's Day. So I feel very happy to have this felt along today in your company. Okay. So to braid her hair, I'm just going to try to separate my locks into 3 even pieces. This is fun. Another opportunity for another color in her hair tie. Do you feel like picking a yarn or a little piece of silk out from over there? I like to over braid and then tie it off and then back my braid back up. I don't know, but hurry.
Pink, white was good.
Or a little gold. There a little gold sari silk ribbon up there. Goldish. Platinum. Oh my gosh, she's cracking me up. Like she's just like peeking out over this giant heart. Ooh.
Oops, I'm all tangled up. Which one?
This one? No, that looks dead. Yeah. Just 2 little pieces of that. Please. Thank you.
Yep.
Perfect. Do you have any more interesting Valentine's Day trivia?
Trying to find some good stuff. Wearing your heart on your sleeve is more than just a phrase. In the Middle Ages, young men and women drew names to see who their Valentine would be for the Roman festival Juno. They would wear the name pinned to their sleeve to signify the identity of their love interest for the coming year.
Like a pick out of the hat kind of thing?
Sounds like it. Get who you get. Don't throw a fit.
Right. We're learning a lot.
It's believed that signing with an X comes from the Middle Ages, when an X was used in place of a signature since many people couldn't read or write. It was also seen as a Christian symbol that represented the cross. The history behind it is that Christians kissing statues or Christ or kissing the Bible led to X getting its meaning as a modern day kiss. I thought the O's were the kisses and the X's were the hugs.
No, the X is the O is the hug.
Oh boy.
You've had it
50
you've had
years
it backwards all this time.
Oh man. How have I gotten this far?
I mean, we need to just do a whole live stream about this topic.
According to Spotify, All of Me by John Legend is the most added song in love-themed playlists.
I wonder where 1,000 Years falls in. Christina Perri.
That was mentioned in one of the other.
Someone call me out on saying that looks dead.
What looks dead?
The one of the colors, It's a great color. It's just funny how everything has its right, these are our artistic decisions. This is why nobody can do what you do, what you're doing right there. Okay, let's just play with refining these wings so that you guys can see what that might look like. If you want, my stuff always ends up crooked because, being one-handed, you're always pulling on something one way, so everything has a twist to it. If you want to make a male gnome, and this isn't something you have done before, then check out our pocket gnome tutorial and our other gnome felt along, because we go over in detail the beard and the mustache and that process. But I wanted to focus on the lady today. But yeah, you could, when we were making the heart, if you made a real simple little heart, you could stab that right on the hat. I like kind of holding this more 3D heart. So Cupid's wings, kind of, if we look them up, do you mind pulling up a little Cupid wing image for me? But I feel like they have a bit of a, like a shape to them like that. It's really like layers of feathers.
I mean, scroll.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's like this set of feathers and then that set of feathers. So what I'm going to do is try to part this before I like cut or change anything on my wires all the way back there. Let me get this. This one's like coming off the wire, so I'm going to fold it around and get it onto the wire. Hey, that's actually not a bad approach. Let's do the same to this one. Okay.
Rena said you could give us a FFF hint.
Oh, an FFF hint.
And Jean says she hopes it's a big one because she has a lot of stuff.
Okay, good. It is a big one because it's our big, it's our big giveaway. It's our, like, we try to make it big because it's also a fundraiser. So we want a 3-win situation. Usually we're going for the win-win. This is the win-win-win because we're including Heifer International charitable donation. So, I think one hint is that an aspect of the Fiber Fairy project is in our shot today. Like you can see part of the theme. It's not the project itself, it's just the theme of the project. That's a hint. Okay, so I folded these because my original fold over was coming off the end of the wire. So I just took whatever was loose and folded it back onto the wire, which was nice. It gave me a nice little structure to the end of the wings here. And I thought I had some scissors out. I do. And just to make this real clear, I'm gonna cut up in there. I like them having a little kind of more design to them. And then I'm going to cut this roundy too. Just trying to get it. Oh, I got to go this way because I can't reach. I was just looking to see what you guys were picking up. And I'll say it's very multi-dimensional.
Got people thinking.
Can we go check?
Sure.
I think maybe they helped them, but
Or they forgot. All right. Yeah. Nice. We're like, I mean, if they want to come in, we're almost.
I think it's Karen Lewis.
Oh, did she have her new puppy? Wait, is she the one? Oh, that might be different.
Is there anything else you guys want to see before we wind down? Whether it's like a technique or a color or I really do love her. Sometimes I have to I'll go a little too far and then you pull it back but I do like the red Talbot. Look how cute she is.
I think your friend will love it.
I'm very excited.
Did you mention that the Valentine things are in the clearance closet?
Oh, that's a good thing to mention. The Valentine's Day, some of the Fiber Fairy, we had extra, and we usually put those in the clearance closet. So if you did not order on Fiber Fairy Monday, they are in the clearance closet. So more supplies are there. I like this one. I like her little golden hair. I tried cutting this heart in half because I thought I would make a man and two gnomes. I mean, I was going male female with it, but it could be anything you want it to be. But yeah, half the heart. Yeah, but I just felt like it ended up ugly, and I didn't like it. So I did experiment with that. What else can I tell you guys? Really like oriented on the big Fiber Fairy because that's coming up faster than I realized, and it will have a tutorial. That's another thing I'm gonna go ahead and say. So when that happens, we need to film and edit, and so I got to start doing that for sure. We meaning Talbot. Okay, I think we can lose the overhead for now, Talbot.
No, I already switched over.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to see your... I just pulled her little thing off. Hold on. Can't wait to see your gnomes. Please share them on Fanfare. Have fun with it. Get creative. Do your own thing. This is a perfect project for there. You know, we like between all the gnomes that we've made and the videos we've made, we show a lot of different stuff. Marsha likes to put a wire in the hat. When I do more natural gnomes, I like sometimes put a lot of locks on either the hat or the shirt, or I don't know. There's tons of options. So I know you guys will have a good time with it. We pretty much just wanted to share a simple felt along with you and some nice colors. And I'm so happy for the Valentine's Day company today. And this, I had this to look forward to. So it was a very nice. A date for the FFF. Yes, it's March 28th, I believe. As we figure things out, we put it on the calendar. Like as soon as we know something for sure, we put it on the calendar, which is on our website. So that's handy. And Kyla really tries to keep it updated and put, if it does involve a link, video, whatever, she puts as much information in that as well. So not only is it kind of on the calendar, but if you hover over it, a box opens up with more details, which is very cool. So thank you all for being here. I had a great time, and I'll let you know how my friend looks or no. Maybe I'll get her to let me take a picture.
Yeah.
So yes, share some love today and with yourself. You know, that's always an option. I like to have compassion for myself sometimes. And all right, you guys, thanks so much. We'll see you. I'm not sure if we're going to see you before the Fiber Fairy, but possibly. So